So I have done everything but work on my actual cosplay for the past 2 weeks. aka I've made Thranduil's crown. I'll be showing you the process today of how I made an elven robe out of drapery material, which is very cheap, and yeah, proves to you you can make anything out of anything. Enjoy my procrastination vlog. Maybe I'll actually do something. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna get anything done. Welcome to Circus School, where I mostly spend my time doing absolutely nothing but spin in giant hoops and fall from things. So for the first piece, you see this is drapery fabric. It was like $4 a yard, and I fell in love with it for no reason. So I am currently cutting the exact same pattern that I've used for every single elven robe I have mostly created. I simply use these patterns because it's easy for me. My pattern drafting skills are so the design for this is really simply just me winging it. The sleeves were really the most winged part. I just was like, yeah, whatever pattern comes out of the sleeves comes out of the sleeves, and we are going to play with it. So here is simply just a clip of me snipping. So this is how I tend to cut fabric when I'm not filming aesthetically for a camera. This is the sleeve, which I basically just bullshitted out of a normal sleeve, and that is how most of my sleeve drafting goes. Sew and seam all these panels together, and then once the panels are seamed, you'll cut out the lining. You'll do the same thing with the lining so that you have everything sewn. So then I didn't film this process because it was a nightmare to do, but I filled the lining in eventually after screwing up about 4 times and just kind of didn't film any of it. Alright, so drafting up a collar, I use my weirdly long block. I have a whole bolt of interfacing that I've been using. You basically measure around the neckline, and then you cut out a little bit over the neckline. I used one piece of interfacing because this is not flimsy fabric. This is nice fabric, so it holds structure. So then once you've got your rectangle, you just measure it out, and then you basically freehand a shape of whatever you desire. As you can see, I hesitated for 5 seconds before just saying screw it and making some form of wavy sine, cosine, wave line. go and you cut that out of your fabric, and make sure you cut it twice. Don't be me and forget that step. As you can see, there's the first one, and the second one is things to your things, very crudely. Also enjoy a very fun clip of what I do when I don't sew things. Alright, and then you gotta sew your collar together. I did not top stitch this collar the first time, so what I do is I top stitch it when I do trim, because this is very thick fabric, and I would probably not let my sewing machine do that, because that is torture. Alright, and then you spend 6.5 hours hand filling your trim to your garment because you do not like the sewing machine, and now that it's lined, you cannot use the sewing machine on it because then you get the lining on it because you are dumb. Yes, I did take 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours? 7. It took a long time. Then once your trim is finished, you will be able to grand reveal the project after your trip to Joanne's for the first time in a month because of snow. This is what I wore. It was very fun. Here is the garment. It is very, very, very cozy. Enjoy the rest of the montage.